So I am going to go out on a limb and say for the most part you and probably like 80% of people watching this video have in some way or another engaged with short form content. It's pretty much inescapable at this point in the life cycle of the internet, meaning you've probably seen your fair share of TikToks, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And as much as we try to get away from this form of content, it's always kind of there, no matter how dark some of these videos may get. But there is one form of short form content that I have never really engaged with myself, which has somehow become home for some of the most disturbing videos on the internet, shock videos, dark rabbit holes, and just straight up bizarre content. There really seems to be no end to the horrors that can be found on the internet, and this time they're hiding in Facebook Shorts. So join me as we take a dive into the dark side of Facebook Shorts.
Daniel? Who's that? Who is that? Get out of here!
But before we get into it, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well as liking the video and commenting bruh, as for some reason, you know, that helps me pay for my groceries. So if you could do that, that'd be great. But yeah, I really did want to take this kind of deep dive into the world of Facebook Shorts. We did the same for Instagram Reels and the horrifying videos that Instagram somehow feeds its users on a daily basis. But now I kind of wanted to see what would happen if we applied that same kind of format to Facebook and see if anything disturbing would pop up. And since Meta bought Instagram back in 2012, I'd assume the regulations for both Facebook and Instagram are fairly similar in terms of what they're allowing on the platform. Now, Facebook Reels isn't an entirely new feature. It launched back in September of 2021, while its counterpart Instagram Reels has been up since August of 2020. But given its short lifespan, there has definitely been time to improve the site's features, especially when it comes to censoring certain types of content. But with so many videos being uploaded onto Facebook, we'll start to see all the types of videos that somehow make it through the cracks. And I know like a lot of you don't even have a Facebook account, as I feel like people don't really use it as much as people born before 2000. And that's not even a diss, that's just kind of like that was the main platform at the time. But maybe you do have a Facebook and you were born after 2000 like me. I primarily use mine for Facebook Marketplace to try and lowball people, and when it does work, it works, but when it doesn't, I just get ghosted, which is unfortunate. Because seriously, how is some of this stuff so expensive when it's used? And also, I don't even think this costs that much. Like, I got my Billy Bass fish on Facebook a while back for like $40. I saw it at Goodwill for like $5 the other day, so that was not fun. But other than using it for Facebook Marketplace, Facebook has never really been a social media app that I've ever really used for the social engagement feature. However, what's pretty interesting is that Instagram actually has this feature where if you upload a reel, you can cross-post it onto Facebook without having to do any extra effort other than clicking allow. And it actually makes a lot of sense as to why Facebook Reels is honestly just as bad as Instagram's, as all of the content being posted onto Instagram is also being filtered to Facebook's. And before we start diving into the actual videos, I'll kind of be formatting this video like an iceberg. So if at any point in this video you do want to head out, that is completely fine, as each topic will get progressively more disturbing. I'll also have chapters included in this video so you can kind of skim and see where you may or may not want to watch. So going onto Facebook, I wanted to try out the Reels feature for the first time for myself to see how it even worked and to see how long it would take me to get something at least slightly unsettling. Because I've honestly never used this account to watch Reels. I've never actually seen Facebook Reels myself, so this is kind of a first for me. That being said, everything we'll be seeing is what is suggested to a person using Reels for the very first time. And I'm not even joking, like I swear this isn't cap, but the second video I got suggested to me was literally a video of a 14-year-old serial unaliver who decided one day to unalive his teacher. And then in the next reel, it doesn't get much better, as it's this kind of corn type of content where this guy begins touching this woman's behind. The guy then proceeds to unveil himself to her as she turns around. I'm honestly not sure what the point of this video is, other than it kind of being softcore corn. The whole thing is honestly pretty uncomfortable to watch. This video also has like 22 million views as well, meaning like, yeah, people are watching this kind of content and there is high demand for it. Like, I honestly couldn't even believe what I was saying. Like, dude, this is just like straight up corn. Like, even down to the acting, it just gets really uncomfortable the more you watch it. Then at the end of the video, it's revealed that this wasn't his partner, but his partner's sister. There's not really another way to spin this. The comments on this video are pretty creepy as well. Honest mistake, laughing emoji, he's in trouble one way or the other, sis may want some of that and blackmail him to cheat, or she may rat him out to wife who will not believe any mistaken identity excuse and accuse him of doing it intentionally. My wife's sister, can't we all just get along? The part they didn't show you is when he went back into the kitchen to apologize. She was laughing so hysterically her pants, couldn't believe her sister had something that small in the house. So I'm being very serious right now. This comment section was genuinely kind of activating my fight or flight. And what's strange is that this video is literally being pushed into the algorithm. And I mean, if I'm being real, this kind of content isn't new at all. I remember this stuff being pushed back on Vine as well, with people like Amanda Cerny being super like objectified in every single video. And I know there's this kind of stuff on YouTube as well, so I mean, I can't be super surprised, but the fact that this has so many views and so many likes is a little concerning. And going on to the account, pretty much every video is like this, with Adrian, the account owner, hiring different women to be in these softcore corn videos with him. And this isn't even just a one-off instance where it's just this creator making this kind of content. There are tons of creators like this on Facebook, and I'm sure Instagram as well, feeding into this very creepy niche. There was also this other creepy video that popped up about this old man that uses a skin suit of a young man to go off and cheat on his wife. And I think the video ends with the wife also using a skin suit of another woman to catch her husband cheating, and then she blows up his mistress at the end. The video is just straight up weird, and it is crazy that this video does have 2 million likes. Like, I think we seriously need to check on boomers. Like, are you guys good? Some of the comments on this post say, hey, wish I could switch identity. Usually you don't need much to find out what your husband is doing behind your back or right in front of you. Love watching them. And this is just like kind of the tip of the iceberg. These videos start to get really depraved the farther we'll get into. So this is kind of just starting off. But yeah, at the time that I was scripting this video, I had maybe been on Facebook Reels for a total of maybe like 10 minutes at this point. And most of the posts that I was getting fed to me were these softcore corn videos and these weird animations about your partner using a skin suit to cheat on you. And just the more that I kept scrolling, like just like mindlessly going, there is a huge amount of these videos on the platform. But honestly, I think the reason for that is that this was the first video that I engaged with. It was the first video that I opened the comment section for. So Facebook kind of assumed that this was the kind of content that I wanted. But even with that, the sheer amount of these videos just straight up on Reels is so many. But I did want to try something out while I was on Reels because it seemed like this was the only kind of content that was being fed to me. I wanted to try out the search bar that Facebook Reels also has. And the first thing that I typed in was unalive plus accident just to see if anything would pop up or Facebook would stop me from searching for this. And while Facebook does have this little warning before you can proceed, it doesn't block the phrase or any of the content that comes with it. So you can pretty much just proceed after hitting accept. And the sheer amount of videos on here, you would pretty much think that this was a shock website because these videos are up on Facebook, not being censored in any way whatsoever. In one video, it's just titled Live Accident. The video is of a guy driving on the mountains. However, on his way down from the mountain, the car begins to spin out and the car ends up completely spinning out and eventually flipping over. I won't be showing the video uncensored, of course, but I will play a very blurred out version. However, the volume will still be present, so if you don't want to watch it, go to this timestamp. in the description of the video it says, "Live accident, person unalived while driving on mountains." Now, as grim as this video is, the man in the video is still moving when the clip finishes, so I do want to give it the benefit of the doubt and hope that he was able to make it out of this car accident still breathing. Although the video is just so obscure and lost to the internet that I wasn't able to find any information provided on who this was or what happened after, so we can only hope. In another video, the description reads, "Horrific scene of hit and run." The video is from Talosha MIDC area of Navi Mumbai. A speeding car took 2 people. In this accident, one person was no longer alive on the spot, while the other is injured. And in the video, it's an entire uncensored clip of everything summarized in the description. A car ends up speeding at what appears to be at least 70 miles per hour on a residential road and ends up striking 2 people. The scene is incredibly graphic and extremely morbid to watch, as one of the individuals that were struck ends up flying over the hood of the car. Opening up the description of the video, something to note were the huge amount of hashtags being used in this video. One of the hashtags being hit and run, which honestly I can't even believe is a hashtag. And when you click on it, you'll find around 58,000 posts, all of which have used the hashtag hit and run in their videos. And you can pretty much guess that a lot of these are uncensored as well, freely being up on the platform. And just to reinforce again, it's honestly pretty jarring at how these kinds of videos make their ways onto the platform, and on top of that are able to stay on the platform for years on end. One of these videos is as old as 2013. I'm assuming it was uploaded onto Facebook originally before Reels was launched, and then kind of rebranded as a Reel once the switch was made. And I know that I kind of sound like a broken record at this point. I know the same thing has been not only happening on Facebook, but as we've seen in our other deep dives as well, this is pretty much happening on every other major platform as well. And it seems like nothing is really being done about it, or the platform just doesn't really care. However, I also think it's pretty important to not only just blame the platform itself that is hosting these videos. While yes, this content should not be allowed and should be strictly prohibited, you should also keep in mind that there are actual people actively posting and engaging with this kind of content. I say this to kind of just keep in mind the people you interact with on a daily basis, because you've most likely met people who are avid viewers of this kind of content at some point in your life. And if you do end up falling into that grr enthusiast category, please refrain from viewing this type of content, as it is not only detrimental to the families of the victims that are featured in this video, there's also the damage to your mental health that watching these videos does to you as well. And the reason I wanted to include this is because there are genuinely some pretty sick people out there, so please stay safe. And kind of on the topic of unhinged and low-key disturbed people, while I was on Facebook Shorts, I ended up getting a little bit sidetracked and got a suggestion for a group called Blank Animals. Blank Animals I found on the floor. It's for animals that were found blanked and decaying. This group has 390 members. I will not be joining this group because I genuinely do not want to say anything that this group has to offer, and I feel like the rules themselves are enough to get you disturbed. Group rules from the admin. We're all here to enjoy animal. No racism, homophobia, transphobia, bullying, or anything that isn't about having fun and unalived animals. Only animals you found unalive or were unalived by accident. Hunted, blanked, unalived animals, not allowed. If you found a no longer alive animal and decide to cut it open after its demise, that's fine though. You know what I mean. No chicken dinners, no skinned goat legs, no suckling pig on a plate. We're looking for animal corpses with the skin still on. No animals that have been prepared in any ways. Only photos of animal corpses before they've been modified. Mold and fungi Fridays. All your pictures of strange molds and fungi. This can include cooked food that has been left to decay. We're all in this together to create a welcoming environment. Let's treat everyone with respect. Healthy debates are natural, but kindness is required. The corners of the internet are truly a strange place, and there are definitely some sociopaths in this Facebook thread. There's also this pretty interesting article by the Will Barger Humane Society that states animal is not just a result of a minor personality flaw in the abuse, but a symptom of a deep mental disturbance. Research in psychology and criminology shows that people who commit acts of cruelty against animals don't stop there. Many of them move on to their fellow humans. The FBI has found that a history of cruelty to animals is one of the traits that regularly appear in computer records of serial R words and M words. And the Standard Diagnostic and Treatment Manual for Psychiatric and Emotional Disorders lists cruelty to animals as a diagnostic criterion for conduct disorders. Studies have shown that violent and aggressive criminals are more likely to have abused animals as children than criminals considered non-aggressive. A survey of psychiatric patients who had repeatedly tortured dogs and cats found that all of them had high levels of aggression toward people as well, including one patient who had unalived a boy. To researchers, a fascination with cruelty to animals is a red flag in the lives of serial R-words and killers, says Robert Ressler, founder of the FBI's Behavioral Sciences Unit. These are the kids who never learned it's wrong to poke out a puppy's eyes. But yeah, going back into the Reels side of Facebook, there's also just a ton of LiveLeak content on the platform. There's compilations and entire accounts dedicating to reposting stuff that was on LiveLeak. Because since LiveLeak was shut down, it seems like these videos have found one of their new homes as well. In one especially disturbing video, we can see a man on his motorbike before spinning out and being left to drag on the pavement. However, perhaps the darkest video that I did end up coming across on my time engaging with Facebook Shorts is this video posted onto the site that has the description, "Rangers in Karachi an unarmed man at point blank." And what's crazy is that Facebook's detection software knows that this is a graphic video, as this warning does pop up before the video plays, but clicking accept lets you see the video regardless. To say the video is horrifying is an understatement, as 4 rangers have taken a disliking to this man. It's unclear what happened exactly to lead up to the events that are transpiring in the video, but the tensions are high, which inevitably leads to the moment where the man is blanked by a gun in the kneecap. The man survives the initial blow to his leg, however a few moments later, he passes out on the ground as the puddle around his injury only increases in size. The video is an entire minute and 20 seconds long, and for an entire minute, we're just watching this man roll around with no one coming to save him. I did end up reporting this video, but honestly, I don't think that will really get it taken down. So like I say in every one of these deep dives we do, please stay safe online and report these videos if they ever do make it on to your feed. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to comment bruh, as that does help me out a lot. And I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my beautiful channel members, as well as my ultimate tiers, Kareem Adiano and Alejandro from the Tower. If you want early access to videos and your name right here, it's only $1.99. And yeah, I'll see you later. Stay safe online. Love ya.